Okay, everyone knows Jason Hettenbaugh who's joining us. Jason, what is your role at Madshus, Jason?
My official title is North American Sales Manager, so I'm responsible for all sales in the U.S. and along with Canada.
Awesome. And Fredrick Kjellberg is the brand lead and a relatively recent addition to the Madshus team in the last, it's been a little over a year now, Fredrick?
Yeah, I've been in the company for a little bit more than a year, and in my capacity as general manager is since fall, November, basically.
So recently, some disturbing news has come out in the Scandinavian press about Madshus shutting down production temporarily. And I think it's just important to address the reality of how this works, especially since in the last day I've had a bunch of concerned emails and calls from people saying, "Oh, this is terrible. What's happening with Madshus?" So, Fredrick, what can you tell us? What's happening with Madshus?
So I think we are not the first, and most definitely not the last brand who has to make a pause in our production at some point. And I think all since COVID, I think the sports industry and ski industry in particular has had a lot of topics with lots of stock in the market and a pretty fierce competition out there between the brands. And also, of course, we have had in Scandinavia and some parts in the Alps, we have had 3 really tough winters when it comes to snow coverage. And of course, that has an effect on a cross-country brand. Cross-country is apart from alpine skiing, it's more or less of a destination sport, so people actually ski in their home area when there is snow on the ground. And if it isn't snow on the ground in Stockholm and Oslo, it's of course less people buying skis. The core people, they will always find snow, they will go on trips, they will buy skis. But that leads us to a situation where we have a lot on stock, obviously. And also we see some trends in consumers choosing a bit different models and different types of skis. So to really make sure that we produce what we sell, we want to make sure to pass the rest of this winter selling the stock we have, taking up the preseason orders and making sure that we produce the right gear for the coming season to make sure we don't build too much stock.
So it sounds like it's really a measure of kind of corporate discipline and fiscal responsibility to take the measure of the market and produce the right product, maintain lean inventory, and make sure that you're delivering what consumers are looking for.
I would say that's very, very well summarized.
Okay. The concern, of course, when you read in the news about a factory, a production facility halting production, is it sounds like they're going out of business. But in fact, in Beery, at the factory, you have not only production, but you have a lot of marketing support. You have administrative staff. You have product planning, product line management, and you also have the distribution facility at the warehouse there. So it's a lot of workers in Beery. Is it safe to assume that everything aside from production is still working full steam and the company is active and moving forward?
Exactly like that. Everyone who is not into production, but we're halting production because we don't want to build more inventory at the moment and make sure we produce the right inventory later on. So everyone else concerned to sales, marketing, delivery, distribution are up and running and making sure that we move as fast as we can and get as much done as possibly can. We also have our R&D people still working and going strong. So
Svein Ivar is still up in Natchezelen putting skis on snow every day, and
he's always out testing, and now also supporting with other tasks and ski demos and such things. So full action for him.
So this has to be hard for you. When I was there visiting Norway just for vacation at Christmas time, and I came to the factory to visit and take a few skis, I stumbled into the company Christmas party where you have literally the entire company, the warehouse staff, the production staff, administration, marketing, everybody in the cafeteria there having lunch together. It was a special traditional Scandinavian lunch with some incredibly disgusting food, and some of it was okay. Uh, but also a report that was really generously sharing sales information, and it was clearly quite motivational for staff. But it seemed like positive news. But there were a couple of things that came through to me. One was that the overall camaraderie in the staff and the culture in the building was so much improved over the last difficult years, where things have really felt a little sad in the company. Um, it was a really fun thing to be part of, but also that it's a family. It's an incredibly small company compared to the other factories we visit, where factory workers are almost anonymous. Everybody knows people's name. I mean, I think everybody in there could have pointed to everybody else and said who they were, and they're making jokes at each other's expense. It felt like a family gathering, and now you have to lay off part of your family. Uh, it's got to be difficult.
I think you're right on it there. Of course, it is very, very difficult. It is a very tight crew, and yeah, when we have the Christmas parties, we also usually have the celebrations of people who have been or having certain anniversaries within the company, and we're handing out 30 years, 35 years, even 40 years
Yes.
plaquettes to people who has been involved with the company for such a long time. And it's I mean, you're kind of part of the family as well. You come in and everyone knows who you are, and you're more than welcome to join and to dig in on the food. I hope you find some stuff you like there.
That was good.
Scandinavian Christmas food is a bit special. But I think that's also why we've gotten to such a good place with the product, that we really got everyone to work together as a team. And what we put a lot of effort in during the past year is basically to get racing and R&D closer to each other and have a bigger exchange between those two departments. So that what we do in racing when we try to support these top athletes on the world and come up with innovations for them and fine-tuning product, and so that we really also get that over to the production side and make sure we bring that into the skis that goes out to the consumers. And at the same time, we've also been working a bit bottom up, you could call it. We have invited the retailers to come in to test camps to make sure we get their feedback and the consumer feedback on how the cambers should look and what the cambers profiles should be, so that we really produce skis that the consumers want. And when we match that from the top, the racing input, and from the bottom, the consumer input, we get to a point where we have a really good exchange and we get the best possible product out on the market.
So aside from the overall culture of positivity that I saw there when we visited, especially Christmas, I got to join Svein Ivar and a whole crew of people for some testing of some. Maybe I can't say specifically what it was, but I think there were some different laminates. There were some different thickness profiles. The new product line that was introduced last year, whole new material set, new way of putting it together. It always takes some time to settle out the teething pains of a new product, and it seems really clear that now that the production is settled, they're able to pursue the performance side of the equation, and they're doing it more aggressively than I think I've ever seen. Svein Ivar was up there with a whole bunch of stuff. It was fun. I always love talking to Pulsa about the testing, because the guy is so animated and so descriptive about skis, but also Lars Berger there, who is he the only guy who's got a biathlon world championship medal and a cross country world championship medal? Incredible at setting your
exactly.
Unbelievable
Yeah.
expertise inside the company, but also to bring these guys out for testing and connect them with the product on the snow. There were some incredible skis on the snow there, and the excitement around what's even possible with this chassis that's been developed is really high. So my big concern now is if production is shut down, is Svein Ivar able to continue to pursue this development cycle and to be so aggressive to bring new ideas to the snow during the season when we have it. There's a short window to test. We have winter less than half the year, and we need to take advantage of every opportunity. So is that going on now?
Yeah, for sure. And as you mentioned, we have such skilled people also on the crew, and now we have all of those working really tight together. We can really get the maximum out of that. Everything that's been developed, we have the right people to test it, and being located where we are, really in the heart of cross country, with all these fantastic tracks close by, and Shushan, where we have our own vax cabin and everything. We can really, take advantage of these winter months, do all the testing that we need, and again, we have the best people possible to actually test and feel the difference between different technologies or different adjustments that we are making on the skis.
So we will be seeing more development showing up and racing on the snow this winter and coming to the 26 product launch.
Yes, for sure.
Okay,
That
that's
development
important.
never stops.
That's good.
I mean, cross-country skiing is all about fine-tuning. You more than anyone knows how small details actually make the difference on a
It's
ski.
crazy.
So it's all about fine-tuning,
Yeah.
finding that perfect match to build the best skis.
Yeah. So I got to bring some of next year's skis home from Christmas, the new cosmetics, and this was Jason helped to arrange this, and we had them on the snow at nationals. Although we had to check to make sure that they weren't going up to the podium, but they were on snow for racing, which was exciting to see the new stuff hitting the snow. So I guess the question now is, when can we start to talk about some of the new products? There's at least one really new development in terms of a model and skating. Like when when do we start to show and tell? When can we start to get people excited about what's new?
We will obviously see people competing on them in the Olympics, starting in, is it less than 2 weeks now, right?
Yeah.
So we will see them there. And of course, following that, we will go more into details on those skis and, talk about them more actively and open the gates for guys like yourself to start communicating.
I'll be in touch to find out when we can start to share the specifics, because it's I think there's some fun things coming. It should be a good cycle next year with new cosmetic and some we'll talk more at length about it. Fredrick, will you be going to the Olympics at all, or are you do you have to stay at home and keep steering the ship?
I have an accreditation, and I had been hoping to go there, but I will make sure to take care of the team that is still running. Is my absolute first and foremost priority right now. So caring for all the people, both the ones who are on furlough and those who are still in action. That's where I will put my focus.
Good.
So most likely I will skip the Olympics.
Okay. Well, if you make it, let me know. I'll be there for the first couple weeks anyway. I leave on Monday, working with Star Wax, but we'll for sure connect with the race guys, and hope maybe to see you there. Otherwise, it'll be the next visit.
Yeah, you're always welcome to us, and it would be great to meet you down in Italy. But let's see if I get there.
Yeah,
otherwise you have to take care of the race guys for me.
Yeah, or they take care of me, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to explain some of this for us, and I want to take the opportunity just to endorse how appreciative I am. Long-term investment in the company from us has been pretty big. We spend a lot of energy trying to develop relationships, test material, and learn the culture of a company. And it's been a challenging time in all companies. Every company has to find their way forward in a difficult market. And I think we can all count on the climate continuing to pose its own challenges. But the change in the last year inside Madshus has been really positive, and the energy's been good. So I hope that the news and the way the press has presented things in the last day or two hasn't made unnecessary challenges in what's already a challenging time. But it sounds like you have control.
We try our best, and it's I think it's just important to do responsible business and make sure that we have a long-term perspective to keep running the company and keep producing great skis out of Biri. It's
Excellent. Thanks for your time, Jason. We
Thank
didn't
you,
hit
Zach.
didn't hit you up too much for comments, but you're pretty good looking, so we'll just leave it at that. You can just sit there and be your stunning self.
No, thanks. I appreciate the time and the communication between everyone, and I think it's an important message. So yeah, thanks again, and thanks Fredrick for taking time, but more importantly, Zach, to help set the record straight here for the North American market. It's super important for us.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll be talking with both you guys soon, no doubt. Thanks again.
That's great. Thank you so much, Zach.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.